Hi, my name is Tiffany Thomas, conducting an interview for Darcy, Iona. My shadows today is Costin Epi and Madam Zoldyck. I'm going to start by asking you to throw up your macros, starting from 10 for a copy. Okay, now I'm going to read you the HP rules, the MD rules, and the RP rules. If anybody has it on hand, y'all welcome to read. If not, I'll continue. All right, HP rules. Do not resuscitate patients in streets around the hospital, PvP territory zones, or army base. No attending PvP territory without a rank 7 and above. Do not treat patients with weapons drawn. Do not stand or cell on the main lobby floor. Do not stand on any backbush or surrounding hospital areas to chill or take breaks. Ride around in the city or to floor 2 if unoccupied, or the cafeteria instead. Do not go AFK while on duty. The punishment is a 3-day ban, demotion, and funds reset. Do not be disrespectful to patients or colleagues. The punishment is immediate dismissal. No combat fighting whatsoever. Break away and run if you cannot. /help. RP4. As far as the desk rules, there's a max to 2 staff per desk in rank order from brown, maroon, blue, white, and then green. Up to 3 may line up in the hallway. Same rank order. Brown, maroon, blue, white, and then green. As far as the med restock, if your wait time is over 5 minutes, go on emergency calls or med deliveries. If your wait time is under 5 minutes, please wait in the cafeteria. For the entry rules, only a rank 6 and above can enter and exit through the front door. Only a rank 7 and above can enter and exit through the front parking. Do not spawn the bus without DCP or CP permission ever on any day. Radio checks are mandatory. You must respond using the 10-4 copy macro. MD rules. MD1, refusal to provide medical assistance. Refusing to provide medical assistance, including performing CPR or giving meds without a justified RP reason, as long as there is no threat to the medic's life, including situations when non-players are present at the scene. The punishment is 1 reprimand. MD2, provide medical aid during dangerous situations. Selling medication or resuscitating players in situations that threaten the life and health of both the medic and the player, including but not limited to during an escalating conflict, an active shootout, a turf war, etc. The punishment is 1 warning. MD3, compliance with project rules. Medical personnel are required to comply with all established project rules. The punishment is from 1 warning to 1 reprimand, depending on the faction leader's decision at that point in time. MD4, improper RP behavior. Failure to adhere to RP rules when interacting with players while providing medical assistance or communicating with faction colleagues. Punishment is 1 warning from faction leadership. MD 4.1, disrespectful behavior. Disrespectful behavior towards any player. The punishment is 1 reprimand or dismissal, depending on the faction leader's decision at that point in time. MD 4.2, noncompliance with orders. Failure to comply with leadership orders or to observe the chain of command within the faction. The punishment is 1 reprimand from the faction leadership. MD 4.3, assault on civilians. Assaulting civilians with a taser, weapon, or fists without an RP reason. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MD5, use of weapons. Medical personnel are strictly forbidden from using any weapons. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MD6, criminal activity. Intentionally associating with gangs committing major crimes, including but not limited to theft, vandalism, murder, or joining factions during activities where medical participation is not intended. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MD7, use of service vehicles for personal purposes. Use of official medical transport for personal travel when not on duty, including for civilian jobs. The punishment is 1 warning. MD 7.1, use of personal vehicles. Using personal vehicles instead of service vehicles to perform faction duties, the punishment is 1 warning. MD 8, unauthorized issuance of recovery notes. Issuing medical certificates outside of a hospital. Issuing medical certificates for monetary compensation. The punishment is 1 warning. RP rules and RP faction actions. Violating RP 13 and RP faction actions. Violating RP conduct within a faction, including the unwarranted release of players from jail. The punishment is dismissal from the faction and or from 30 minutes in jail up to a 3-day account ban. RP 14, sexual harassment. Any form of sexual action, including simulation and explicit dialogue or actions, the use of ethnic and or LGBTQIA slurs, stalking other players, or excessive verbal detail in descriptions with sexual undertones. All sexual actions between players must be performed with the prior consent of all participating individuals. Such actions must not take place in public areas or areas frequently visited by other players, including but not limited to jail, hospital, job zones, parking lots, etc. The punishment is 60-minute mute, a voice and text chat, or an account ban ranging from 24 hours to 30 days. RP 15, provocation of faction members, intentionally provoking any faction for entertainment or with the intent to disrupt the faction's operations. The punishment is 30 minutes in jail. Last but not least, RP 16, criminal acts against emergency personnel. Any criminal acts committed against emergency medical personnel, the punishment is from 90 minutes in jail to a 12-hour account ban. Do you have any questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, my first question for you is going to be, how would you deal with a difficult colleague?
Report it to admin or like the nurse or somebody.
Yes, you can report it to admin and you report it to your higher ups. Make sure that you are always recording your screen recording. Make sure that it's on when you face situations like that, because it's like if it's not recorded, it didn't happen. And it's not so much that it technically didn't happen, but in their eyes, they want proof. So, you got to have your video evidence to report it so that something can be done about it.
No, for sure.
All right, my second question is, how do you handle a patient who is upset or angry?
People that like explain to them like to calm down or something like that, but then if they like not getting calm, like I said, I'll probably like report it to admin or like somebody higher up.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're using your macros, like introducing yourself. The macro we have, like, oh, hello, my name is, if you're not sick or hurt, no weapons allowed, please comply. If that doesn't work, requesting assistance from a higher rank so that they can help you handle the situation. If it's like a disrespectful thing and you need to like record it and report it, you do that as well. If you're reaching out to admin, when you go on your chat, the /help, and type your message to them. But like I said, you always want to have your video evidence as you throwing your macros up and you trying to get them to calm down. You want to be using your voice as well, just to try to de-escalate the situation so they can know we're only here to help. Please have some patience.
Okay.
My third question is, how do you handle mistakes at work?
What you mean by mistakes?
Like, say if you notice that you did something you wasn't supposed to do. Somebody may not have actually like made you get in trouble for it, but they said, oh, like, hey, not supposed to be doing that, whatever the case may be. Like, would you get defensive? Would you take the information and take it as constructive criticism? Like,
yeah, I take it as like constructive. What you just said, I can't even pronounce the word. But yeah, I wouldn't get defensive about it. Now, if they getting disrespectful, then like I said, like you said, have the body cam on, then report it. But I'm not gonna get defensive for that.
Absolutely. What was that? That was number 3?
Yeah.
All right. My fourth question is, what does patient privacy mean to you? Like, how is it important to keep a patient's information private?
Like, can you elaborate more? Like, what you mean by that?
Like, okay, like, say if you dealing with a patient hypothetically, and they be like, oh, I got an STD or something. Like, would that be a conversation you want to have with them in front of everybody?
Your sound had went out. I can't hear you at first.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, your sound was just going out while you was talking.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not the only one who's saying that's happening to them, so I'm not sure what's going on. But whenever you can't hear me, just let me know.
Okay. But I can hear you now.
All right, cool. Like, say, like, if a patient come up to you, they like, oh, they got a STD. Is that a conversation you want to have with them in front of everybody, or like,
We could go to the side, and wait for people to talk about it. I wouldn't discuss that in front of like everybody.
Period. Yes. HIPAA is a real important thing. We want to make sure that we keep the patient's information and their business private at all times. My fifth question is going to be, if you are at the desk or whatever, and like say, or you're whatever in the cafeteria, somebody come up to you and they like, oh, like I need a pill, da da da, and you ran out of pills. How would you explain the wait times to the patient when you run out of pills?
Like a couple seconds before I can, get them out again. So I just tell them to bear with me, and then like you said, using the micro too.
Yeah, you could use your macros as well as your voice. Sometimes when we give out med kits, we got like a 7 second, I believe, cool down time or whatever, so they may have to wait. If we need a restock, that's why we go in the cafeteria as a break, depending on how long it is, or med deliveries or CPR runs to kill the time, so that they won't be like, why you standing here if you don't got nothing, or whatever the case may be. And my last question is, what day do you spawn the bus? What day are you allowed to spawn the bus?
I don't even know the answer to that one.
No problem. So you're never allowed to spawn the bus ever on any day without a DCP or CP permission, the higher ranks, and they're probably never going to give you permission to do that. So don't ever touch it. All right, cool. That was my sixth question. I'm going to pass it on to Epi for your 2 questions, and then Madam for your 2 questions.
What run should walk through the main door?
Any rank over 7, right? Or I think I said it right.
Oh, it should be 6 plus, but you're right.
Okay, all right.
What run should spawn a vehicle in the front parking lot?
Say that again.
What run should spawn a vehicle in the front parking lot?
What rank?
Yeah, should spawn a vehicle in the front parking lot.
7 and up, right?
Yeah, you got that. Pass on over my question to Maddie.
Alright.
How do you handle multiple patients asking questions at once?
Say that again.
How do you handle multiple patients asking questions at once?
I use my voice and just let them know that like I can't take everyone at one time. So like, can they be patient with me? And I also use my the micro thing.
Yes. Why do you want to join inspection?
Cause I'm familiar with like the nursing field. I kind of do that already. So like yeah, I just like helping people, and this is something that I'm already familiar with.
Okay, that's good. Those are my 2 questions, Miss Tiffany.
Okay, and Epi, you asked 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that will conclude the interview for Darcy Iona.